And here we are. I made the mistake beforehand thinking that there was 38 episodes, and there's turns out there's 37. So I want to first admit that I'm an idiot for thinking that. I'm sure I made this mistake on several videos before, but we are here. The final episode of Death Note, and what a finale! What a satisfying conclusion to this epic, and I mean epic, great, grand storytelling anime. Wow, what a rush! What a fucking rush! So everyone, thank you for joining me for today's video, which is episode number 37, the series finale of Death Note. The episode is titled New World, and by God, was this satisfying. Um, what a perfect conclusion to this story. Oh God, Light was such an arrogant prick the whole time. He just had his ego, like, it just, boom, and then he gets beaten at his own game. It was so satisfying, like, it was so fulfilling just because Light just he he got beat. It did. The truth is, Nier and Mello couldn't defeat him on his own. They couldn't beat them on their own. So the truth was, they inevitably worked together to stop Light. And by God, was it a satisfying conclusion. Light got exactly what he deserved for being a madman serial killer. Oh man, what a finale. What a fucking finale. I tell you what, that's a 10 out of 10 episode. One of the best finales I've seen. I guess I'll just do a quick recap reading the Wikipedia synopsis that we got here. Like I said, I didn't want to. I'm kind of dumb for not realizing this. I was like, oh, 2 episodes left, 2 episodes left. But no. It really ends at 37. And if anybody wants to call me out on the shit, please, by all means, do. I know I've made that mistake several times, so we'll talk about that in a second. And I guess we'll give overall thoughts on the whole series when I finish up this video. So, anyways, episode 37. So basically, what happens? Mikami's Death Note fails to work, and Nier confesses that he knew about the fake notebook and actually had tampered with the real one. So Mikami gets restrained, and faced with Nier's undeniable evidence, Light breaks down and laughs like a madman. He confesses that he is Kira and attempts to write names down on a piece of Death Note in his stomach. Matsuda pulls out his gun and shoots him down, shooting him in the hands. Light is then shooting him in the chest and everywhere. Mikami kills himself. Wounded, Light was just screaming like a madman. He just couldn't accept that he finally got beaten at his own game. This complete sociopath lost to Light. And it was so satisfying because Nier beat him at his own game. So props to you, Nier. Like, you earned my respect by the end of the series. You'd wipe that smug expression off his stupid face. God, so satisfying. So Light gets shot. They basically, Nier's just like, okay, he's pretty much done. Just let him go. Just let him run. He's gonna succumb to his wounds. He has no pieces of his Death Note left. He's gonna meet his end. So basically, Light escapes from the whole thing, and as Ryuk had promised at the very beginning of the series, he writes down Light's name in his notebook. Light dies of a heart attack, seeing L's figure right in front of him. Misa just is kind of on a train and then climbs onto a building. I don't know if she's going to jump off or anything. They kind of leave it vague. Nier just kind of sits there, just kind of standing over like his victory. Light dies laying on the stairs and unable to enter heaven nor hell, and kind of he enters like this vague world. He viewed himself as a god himself, but ultimately he was beaten at his own game. And what a satisfying conclusion to this anime. I know some of it dragged at points, and I know I was irritated by L losing, but in a way, seeing Nier and them come through, it ultimately kind of makes sense in the end why they went in this direction. I would have preferred if it was L who did it, but the fact that Nier comes in here, like as the successors to L come in, inevitably have to work together because despite L's best efforts, they couldn't bring him down, and then he beats him at his own game, and it's so satisfying seeing Matsuda be the one to shoot him, especially after all the hell he went through. And Light even like has kind of a serial killer thing. Like the voice acting in this episode is phenomenal. Like the guy who voices Light he was completely and utterly insane throughout this whole thing. Like he went nuts. He went full like crazy psychopath throughout the whole thing, and he was laughing and cackling like a madman. And he was trying to explain his motives and everything. And Nier's like, you're no real god. You're just a plain old psychotic serial killing murderer. And it's over. It's over, Light. It's over. Just no more. And Light ultimately succumbs to his wounds, and he's finished. By God, what a finale. What a finale. Seeing that the moment, the most satisfying moment in this entire series for me was the moment when Nier and them survived the experience. Like I said, I didn't read spoilers ahead. I wanted to make sure like I was surprised and on the edge of my seat for this whole thing. And then ultimately Light losing at his own game after thinking he's won. Oh, it was so satisfying. It was so satisfying to watch that smug expression off his face just turn into like, wait, what? He's like, yeah, we had you beat the whole time. I told you what happened. You thought you won. And he was so cocky. He was so arrogant. And just to see him lose. Oh, man. I just. What a finale. Like I said, what a great finale. And what a perfect conclusion to this series. Like meeting his end in the most satisfying way possible. Because you really, really begin to, like, hate Light toward by the end of this thing. Like, by the end of it, I'm like, by God, I just wanted to lose. Please just let him lose. And then it seemed like he was going to come away with something like, no, 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 no. And then boom, he's done. Oh, it was so satisfying. After 37 episodes, all this time, all this character work, all this brilliant writing that's gone on throughout it, and then we end in this epic finale. I think Death Note is one of the best animes I've ever sat through. Like, it's purely compelling. I don't know if they did it. I don't think they did any sequel series to it following Misa Misa or any of them, but in terms of just a singular story, like 37 episodes, some of it felt like filler and they were kind of prolonging the conflict. But ultimately, it reached a very satisfying conclusion that wrapped up pretty much all the loose ends. Seeing Light finally just meet his maker at the end of it, and just seeing how it all kind of ties back to what happened in the very beginning, seeing him meet his end, it's always satisfying. It's always, like, and when you get to the final of like an episode of an anime, like you get started, you're like pumped out, like let's get to this thing. And then when you get to the ending of something, it's always tough when you're watching a TV show. Like a movie, it's like okay, it's just a movie. But when you get to the end of like an anime, like you went through this long journey, and you finally reach the end. You finally reach your destination, and when the destination is a fitting finale, it is very satisfying. And that's what happened with this episode. 37 is the best episode of Death Note. It is the most satisfying. Just watching that smug expression off Light's face just wipe away. It was great. It was truly brilliant. Even I was kind of surprised that Misa Misa didn't really factor in too much into the finale. She kind of is just left to her own vices. I kind of wish she was involved. Maybe she would have bit the dust too with Light. I guess that's my only real kind of nitpick. Is she kind of just maybe she's just kind of left a widow. Maybe she'll meet Light in the other world or something. I don't know, but just seeing Light finally lose was ultimately the most satisfying conclusion to this story, and seeing Nier be the one to beat him. So in a way, L ultimately wins through his apprentice, like through his successors. So that's to me is the most satisfying part of the whole thing. Watching Light lose, watching him finally meet his end. It was great. It truly was a satisfying conclusion to this story. So, yeah, I might have to do a whole review on the whole series, but I thank my my friend who recommended that I watch this. I'm very glad that I did, and yeah, it was quite the finale. It was quite the finale, and I know I made mistakes in the previous videos saying it was 38 episodes. I'll have to leave a comment on those to be like, yeah, I kind of realized that. I didn't realize it was actually 37 episodes, and I know I sound like a moron doing that, but yeah, I'm just recording all these. Like I said, I thought it was 38, and then I was I was looking up stuff, but I didn't want to look further down the list to see like it because I didn't want any spoilers. So yeah, that's my bad. But yeah, so I'm sure people pointed out. But hey, I make up for it by the end of this video. So you're welcome, everyone. But anyways, thank you all for joining me on this journey of watching Death Note. It was a truly spectacular experience watching this entire anime. It felt good. It felt really good to kind of just like go through and just talk about each episode individually after each thing. And it was a journey. It was an epic journey. I really enjoyed a lot of the characters too. I know I liked Misa Misa. I liked Light in terms of like him being a fascinating character. L was like my favorite of the whole thing. I still don't like that he met his end so early, but ultimately seeing that he wins kind of in the end and by through his successors is a satisfying conclusion to the story, and the fact that Light thought he won. He thought he beat him. He's like, oh, you're nothing. You're not compared to the real L, which is kind of how I was feeling a bit too. But ultimately, Nier comes through in the end, and he beats Kira. Kira has been defeated. I don't know what they're going to do with the Death Notes. I assume that the smart thing to do would be to burn them so that they never enter the human world again. But I don't know if they do that. So yeah. Anyways, since now we're at the finale, this wraps up this entire TV show. It was a very satisfying journey. I was very, very pleased with what I went through watching it. But now, I want to ask all of you in the comment section down below who've been watching all these videos or maybe only watching this one. What are your thoughts on the series finale of Death Note? Did you think it was a very satisfying conclusion? Would you have wanted something different? Let me know in the comment section down below where we can chat about this thing some more. Yeah, that's really all I have to say. It was a fun journey, it was satisfying, a truly brilliant finale to a really great anime that I highly recommend checking out from start to finish. I don't see why you wouldn't want to watch it. I think it was a terrific anime. And maybe one day I'll watch it again. Maybe not for a long time. But I was just truly thrilled with everything that happened with here. I love the dynamic between Light and L. And even Nier, like, towards the end, Nier won me over by the end of the series by the fact that he was able to just beat Light at his home game. It's so satisfying to watch that happen. And it was truly exciting, truly thrilling, truly epic to watch the end of this journey. So, yeah. Alright, well, that's going to wrap it up for the whole thing. I don't know what I'm going to do next time. Maybe I'll do another vlogs series of another show, but I really enjoyed doing this Death Note one. And hopefully the person I talked to, or the person who asked me to record every single vlog for the entire thing, sees this, and I hope they're satisfied. Because I really enjoyed working on this and talking about each episode. So anyways, thank you all so much for joining with this. Comment, like, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. If you want to leave a recommendation of another anime I should talk about going through like this, just let me know in the comment section down below, and we'll talk about it some more. Maybe I should do Dragon Ball. Oh God, if I did Dragon Ball, I would never get it done. That would take. Can you imagine doing that though? Watching every episode of Dragon Ball, then going through Dragon Ball Z, then going through Dragon Ball GT, going through all the Dragon Ball movies. You would never. I don't know anyone who would ever get that done. Oh, and then you got to do Dragon Ball Super. Fuck, if I did that, I would never get it done. But it would be a fun one maybe to tackle one day. It would take a few years to do, obviously, because there's just so many fucking episodes of that show. But if I was ever to do another anime, I'd probably do that one. So, yeah. Maybe next time. Maybe I should do that as the next one. I don't know. I'm not officially announcing anything because I don't want to just get caught up in something and just never finish it. But I really enjoy doing this Death Note ones. So, yeah. Alright. For those of you stuck around, I appreciate it. If you recommend any other animes, let me know in the comments down below. Maybe I'll check them out. I'm sure I'll get recommendations of other things, but Death Note, it worked out perfectly for me. Only 37 episodes, which, you know, that's still a good chunk of TVs. That's, if you calculate, it's about like 20 minutes an episode. 20 times 37 divided by 3. 246 minutes. That's 20 times 37. That's 740 divided by 60. It's about like 12 hours to watch the entire thing. So if I just sat and watched it all day, I could finish it. But I'm glad I finished it. I'm glad it's done. Looking forward to moving on to something else and getting these videos out there. So I know I've kind of rambled on at the end, but that's kind of what happens when I just start talking and just going off the top of my head. Discussing the show as a whole and anime in general, and yeah, this one. Maybe I should give the movie a watch again, and because like last time I watched the Death Note movie, the one that Adam Wingard made, I went into it knowing absolutely nothing about the show or anything about it, but I'll probably hate the movie a lot more after watching how good this anime was, because I think this anime was fascinating. So, yeah. All right. I think I've rambled on long enough. Don't know if I'll tackle another anime next time. If I do, I probably would do Dragon Ball, because Dragon Ball is my shit. But if I don't, then I don't. This might be the only anime I ever tackle on the show. So it was fun while it lasted. So, all right, that's all I'm gonna say. Take care now. Bye bye then. Comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications for my videos. Let me know your thoughts once again on episode 37, A New World. Let me know your thoughts overall on the Death Note anime. I think I might make a follow-up video discussing my overall impressions of Death Note. I think that would probably be the best thing to do. And where I kind of just did that in this video. So I don't know what I'll do, but yeah. All right, that's it. I've talked long enough. I'm sure you're all bored and sick and tired of me, but it was fun. It was quite the journey. All right, that's all I'm going to say. Take care now. Bye-bye then. And I will see you guys all in the next video. Go check out Death Note. It's pretty fucking great. And we're going to end it there. Chicago.